I choose to run toward my problems and not away from them. Because that's what heroes do.
Assalamualaikum, ladies and gentlemen. I hope your day today is going well. I'm sure most of you have probably watched at least one movie from Marvel Studios, right? Yes, Marvel Studios is a very famous and well-known movie franchise. Their marketing also is very good to the point that it can attract the interest of public from all ages. It has been producing films that bring concept of superhero characters and fictional characters from comics. Marvel Studios has produced 36 films since its founding year until now. That's many, right? You all know that as a die-hard Marvel fan, I once spent 2 days during my off day just to rewatch all their movies. For me, their movies never makes me bored. To you all, it may sound crazy, but that's the reality if you're already interested in something. As I said, 2 days guys, just for me to rewatch all the movies from Marvel Studios. Finally, I can be recognized as a hardcore Marvel fans, right? Meanwhile, on social media, I often watch people who present various strange theories related to Marvel Studios. Because for me, such thing will make my journey of watching movies from Marvel Studio become more interesting and full of question marks. Today me, Amais Aiman bin Shahrizan, will tell you about the history of Marvel Studio, and I will also explain briefly about the timeline of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Without further ado, let's jump to the first main point. Now, let me tell you about the history of Marvel Studio and Marvel Cinematic Universe. We go Marvel Studio first. It was founded in 1993 as Marvel Films, before become Marvel Studios in 1996. For many years, Marvel primarily licensed their comic book characters to other studios like 20th Century Fox for X-Men and Sony Pictures for Spider-Man. But in mid-2000, they shifted to self-finance and produce their own films. In 2009, the Walt Disney Company acquired Marvel Entertainment, including Marvel Studios, for $4 billion, guys. That's a huge amount of money. It provided Marvel Studios with a distribution power and allowing the MCU to expand even further. Now, we move to the key point about Marvel Cinematic Universe or MCU. MCU is a shared universe, unlike other traditional film franchise, where each movie is a standalone story. All MCU's films and series are interconnected. The MCU's narrative is divided into 2 sagas, and each saga has 3 phases. This means, in overall, MCU have 6 phases in total. The 2 sagas are Infinity Saga and Multiverse Saga. MCU officially began in May 2008 with the release of first Iron Man movie. Now, for the second point, we move to the timeline of MCU. First, we have Infinity Saga, which include Phase 1 until 3. This saga, called as Foundational Saga, focus on interaction of Earth's mightiest hero, their individual story, and culminating in the fight against Thanos. Slow reveal of Infinity Stone also happened in this saga.
Oops, before we enter to the Phase 1, I want to give to you all a side info. Infinity Stones are 6 in total. We have Time Stone, Reality Stone, Power Stone, Soul Stone, Space Stone, and Mind Stone. Now we are back, fellas. First, we have Phase 1. This phase called as Assembling the Avengers. This phase where the introduction of heroes begin via movies like Iron Man, Captain America First Avengers, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor. They were collected under one institution called as SHIELD. It culminates in the first Avengers movie which is the Avengers combined together to unite against Loki's invasion for the first time. Now we have phase 2, called as expanding the universe. This phase called as expansion phase because of the introduction of some new heroes via movies like Guardian of the Galaxy, the first introduction about cosmic side of the MCU. In this saga also shown some hidden threat to the Infinity Stone. Next, phase 3, called as the Infinity War phase. This phase marked the climax and culmination of the Infinity Saga. It introduced powerful new heroes including Doctor Strange, the first introduction of magic side of MCU. The peak arrived with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, providing the epic conclusion to the Infinity Stone story and the confrontation with Thanos. Yeah guys, that's some brief explanation about the history, the timeline, and all the films in Marvel Cinematic Universe. So now we have reached the end of my speech. So in summary, those are just few important points that emphasize the history and origin of the Marvel Studios and Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you all want to know, one fun fact about Marvel Studios, if you notice that in every Marvel film, there will be an old uncle who always make a cameo appearance. Yes, that uncle is Stan Lee. The late great Stan Lee is a co-creator of many Marvel characters, had a cameo in almost every MCU film until his passing. This appearance became a beloved tradition for fans and already became a trademark when the film was playing. To end my speech, I will list my top 3 personal favorite movies in my opinion. At third place, we have movie from our Galactic Protector, which is Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3. For the second place, we have movie from our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. And for the first place, of course, the greatest and the GOATest MCU movie ever, which is Avengers Endgame. Last but not least, my personal favorite hero is Spider-Man. And my personal favorite villain is Loki. Remember the quote, guys. With great power comes great responsibility. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have: patience. Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?